Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by The Last here in New Hampshire, head of a massive card tomorrow night live on the Zone, headlined by Demetrius Andrade and Jay Quigley. And there is also a fight between two women, Kaylee Reis and Jessica Camaro, and the winner will fight Miss Chantelle Cameron, who joins me. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Very well, very well. Mexico, talk to me. It looks sick. Loads of stars out. Sugar Age, Iran, the lot. The weather was probably better than, well, it's better than here and better than home. So I bet you had a sick time.
It was an actual blast, but I got food poisoning the day before yesterday, so that ruined it a little bit. But yeah, it was an unreal one experience.
What sort of stuff do you actually do out there? Because obviously I know they would you'd talk to Mauricio, and I saw like a video of you and sort of highlights of best bits of your career and whatnot. But what sort of is the basis of like the convention?
So it's like for all the officials and stuff, there's meetings, raw meetings, negotiations. The opening ceremony, that was cool. So like there was speeches, Mayweather was there, and just like meet and greet really, and just loads of stuff was happening. It was really good.
You said you're not sort of the kind to just run up and take selfies. I would have been straight in everyone's face, but you're just like sitting back.
Yeah, I'm just reserved, but I seen Mayweather and stuff, and I was like, oh, I wish I could go ask him for a selfie, but I was too nervous, so I didn't.
Leave that down to Eton.
Yeah.
And you've flown from obviously there to here. I said you got the the other semi-final tomorrow night, but I don't think we spoke to you after your win against Mary McGee. So just recapping that. I mean, one of the cards was 190, dominant. They were entertaining rounds, but very dominant rounds. You were landing clean, moving well. Pretty much the perfect night.
Yeah, I think the scorecards were a bit harsh really because it was a competitive fight. So I feel like I may have lost 2 rounds in that fight, but I feel like I did dominate, yeah, and good win for me. But it was competitive. It was a tough fight, and it was an enjoyable fight as well. It was an exciting fight for the fans and for me. It was a fight where I could actually bite down on my gum shield and get stuck in.
Is that important to you as well? Because I think everyone expected you when you turned over to win a world title. You got that, get a defence under your belt, but now they've seen you sort of have to bite down on your gum shield and show a bit of guts as well. Is that sort of kind of important for you to show that to people?
Yeah, definitely. Me and Jamie said, like, as soon as people can actually, as soon as I'm in a fight where someone's going to bring it to me and like put me on my back foot a bit as well, it's where people are going to see what I can really do. And I've been waiting for that sort of opponent to basically let people see what I'm about and kind of like coming out so that I could show people what I'm actually made of, because I don't think I've had that in my career, where in my career I've kind of like walked over people and not really been pushed like I was in my last fight.
What sort of stuff, actually not what sort of stuff, if you could pinpoint one thing, what would you think sort of the one key was to you beating Mary?
My boxing. Yeah. I think my footwork and my boxing, I think I was just a level above.
Straight up the boxing. I mean, it did work a treat. Like I said, one judge gave you every single round. And the fact that the fight was entertaining as well, people talk about that because although, like I said, the cards were wide and you said, you know, she could have had a couple more rounds, whatever, really, the talk online was all about that fight. And considering it was meant to be a pay-per-view show headlined by Dillian White, it was kind of like the perfect replacement.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of backlash before it, weren't it, about me and Mary headlining. And that was a bit like, oh, we're going to have to put on it, not us, but I'm going to have to perform now to show people that I'm credible of headlining the show if it's put on me. So that was a bit of pressure there. But I think we stood up to it as well. Like, we put on such a good fight that it was worthy of headlining.
It was a good fight, and obviously you were victorious, and now we roll on to see who you will face. The other semi-final tomorrow night. I've spoke to both girls this week. Kaylee Reis is like, she's very bubbly personality, seems very, very confident, is the favourite to win the fight as well. Jessica is an underdog. They both know each other quite well. What do you know about the two and potentially what we could see from them tomorrow?
Yeah, I think Kaylee is very confident. She's very experienced as well, and she knows her way around that ring. She's been in there with like great opponents. I think Jessica a little bit more inexperienced, but I think sometimes that underdog status is what you need. It can really bring the best out of you, and everyone wants an underdog to win sometimes because it shows what they're about as well. So I think Jess has got a lot on the line. Whereas if she wins tomorrow night, like what a fight for her. But I just think Kaylee with the experience, and I think she's just a better boxer.
Yeah, like I said, she's the favourite, and people will be expecting her to essentially come through and you two to me. I said to you what she said in the interview. I don't want to quote it wrongly, but it was something along the lines of, if you're a real champ, you will come to America. She mentioned neutral territory. I mean, she's American, so neutral territory wouldn't be over here. Yeah. But yeah, she said, if you're a real champ, then you come to the States.
I am the real champ. That's why I defended my WBC title in Vegas in May. But if you're the real champ, you come to the UK. You don't need to be stating the location. Let the promoters do that, and we fight wherever we're told.
Yeah, because it's a fight that obviously you're going to want in the UK. She's going to want over here. Do you think there's fair grounds for the fight to be in the UK, essentially on the fact that the majority of the people believe you are the number one in the division?
Yeah, I think why she want it in Vegas so much wants that home advantage. Like, if you're the real champ, you got to take the fight wherever we're told. You don't need to be worrying about that. She needs to focus on Jessica first and getting through to that final. But yeah, I think UK makes more sense. Big crowds at the O2, seeing what she was there, seeing what the O2 was like. It's unreal. So yeah, I want it in London.
I think people are also going to put two and two together, and the fact that you're here, you're obviously going to be involved in the broadcast tomorrow night, and I'm sure when there's a winner, you're going to get to say your piece, and they'll say their piece as well. Pardon me. It's going to be plastered everywhere on social media, so essentially there's a bit of pressure on you to turn up tomorrow in an acting sense.
Get my best acting skills on. Some of us are big talkers, some of us aren't, and some of us got gift of the gab, but I certainly don't. I'm just more action.
Well, you're not going to fight tomorrow night, so you're going to have to.
you never know.
Take one of their gloves off and start going. Yeah, whatever happens tomorrow night, we're looking forward to seeing who you face. Just in terms of the broadcast, are you doing sort of any commentary, or is it just like analysis before or after? Or?
I'm doing before the bell and then speaking with Eddie. Yeah.
All right, just quickly, I want to recap last Saturday from Sheffield and a weird knockout, being honest. It looked like Terry Harper glitched a bit. It was a knockout like I've never really seen before. Alicia Baumgartner sort of burst into the UK and walked away with the world titles. Just your assessment of Alicia's performance and perhaps where Terry goes from here?
For Alicia, she was amazing. I was really impressed by her. She wasn't just a big banger, she could also box as well. Her jab was, I think she was jabbing and Terry just didn't know what to do. Yeah, big loss for Terry and a big upset as well, because obviously Terry was the favourite. But yeah, I just hope Terry bounces back, and just a bit gutted for her really. But can't take it away, Alicia, she was amazing.
Yeah, just in terms of Terry, obviously you're going to get a lot of people saying because of the nature of the defeat, it's a risk to jump back in. You get the same sort of situation with any fight really when someone loses, but just because of the nature of the defeat, from your perspective, is it be something, as a fighter, would you be keen to jump straight back in?
I think as a fighter, you would be keen to jump straight back in.
Just because that's your mentality as a fighter, yeah.
That's your mentality, but I think that's where you need protecting. So I think that's important for your coach to kind of like pull you back and be like, no, come on, let's build back up. Like she's so young as well. She doesn't need to rush back in there. She's young, she's talented, and she'll be world champion again without a doubt.
All right, Chantelle, thank you very much for your time. I'll speak to you tomorrow after we know who you'll be facing in the final, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thank you.